might be that not everything is as rosy in the garden for the one-time royal known as Prince Harry as we all first thought. And more importantly as ever, why? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company as ever. Hope you're keeping well, whatever you're doing today. And as ever, a very big wave to all our brand new subscribers. Lovely to have you on board. Thank you so much for your company. I hope you're enjoying the channel. And yes, we're still, it's cooler now actually. I found a nice cool spot here. The sort of heat wave is rising. I don't know about you, but I still kind of find it odd that, it's mentioned as a heat wave. Yes, it's pretty high, but for those of us that do remember, particularly if you lived in the United Kingdom, the summer of 1976, do you remember? Standpipes, no water, boiling hot every day, just wonderful, and of course when you were off school, even better, wasn't it? Nobody complained then, did they? Nobody really bothered. I do remember actually being sent out with a sort of tap and a bottle and everything to fill the water up at the end of the road. You thought it was an adventure. Not like that now, really, is it? Everything's a crisis. Back as ever, though, to your breaking royal story of the day. This really all centres upon, of course, Prince Harry, who we last saw over here at the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. And I don't know about you, but I've never seen Harry looking happy. Since he left the British monarchy, he always looks miserable and sort of ready to explode and everything, scouring at the media, of course, which he so dislikes, but then runs to when he's got things to plug, like the Better Up stuff and whatever else he's trying to get going off the ground, the Spotify and the Netflix and stuff like that. Very pleased to see them at the Vintage Games, weren't they, in the Netherlands, but then, when it doesn't suit him, not too keen. However, though, maybe everything's not as rosy in the garden as we always thought, because it's interesting, isn't it? We've seen Prince Harry now reverting back to type, if you like, friends popping back over for drinks, cycle rides and stuff like that. And then, of course, he's undertaken the polo season, which was something that he truly did enjoy. But according to a good source, there's more to it than that. According to that source, Prince Harry is in fact incredibly now homesick. And this is really what happens, isn't it? 2 years after the big push, you go over somewhere, you set up stall, you put your house together, you have your friends round, all that sort of stuff. But the people that you're missing are the people that you truly left behind, even though you trash them on international TV. Now, a very good source who knows Prince Harry well have said that, yes, he's sort of a half in and out about it. Coming back over here for the Platinum Jubilee sort of reignited the former life that he knew, particularly with all the pomp and circumstance of a big royal event like the Platinum Jubilee. He knew that well, obviously. But for him also, it was the fact that there wasn't very many people around him who were once so very close that are now so very distant. And upon his return back to California, it wasn't necessarily the life that he first thought that he'd enjoyed. Now, we're not quite sure exactly his mindset or where he's thinking. Obviously, he's trying to get busy. There are now problems with his book, problems with Spotify, problems with Netflix. Things are not exactly going to plan. And normally around these times, don't you tend to look back when you were sort of carefree, without the sort of cares of the world upon your shoulders, that sort of thing, Interesting to note, though, in the case of Prince Harry is this. Obviously, he's now reflected, gone back and thought, well, there are certain elements of that life that I do miss, and you can understand it whoever you are. You have to have certain sympathy. But it was his choice to make the dramatic move, hot-headed Harry, as we've often called him here on the show. So moving forward, it's going to be very difficult for him to try and counterbalance the life that he had with the life that he now has. And as I've said to you before, for Harry, this is going to be incredibly difficult because his wife, the former actress Meghan Markle, has no plans to reinstate herself back here in the United Kingdom. Apparently, it's a place that she doesn't feel particularly welcome, possibly even more so when she returned from the Platinum Jubilee amongst all of those boos. Either way, some deep thinking and soul searching is much needed for the former royal known as Prince Harry. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.